This is for Rahim, Shanae, and Ray. I appreciate if you guys share the backstory on your programs and the reason why you guys started them. Rahim, I'm going to come to you first. You made over 4 partnerships with major players like Nike, Mitchell and Ness, EA Sports, Penn Medicine. Talk about how you got involved with your programs and how you made those connections.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. All right. I started my basketball league back in 2002. I always had a love for the game of basketball. And within my love for the game of basketball, I knew I wasn't going to make it in the NBA. I knew I wasn't going to make it in college. But my mother always installed in me, if the owner of the team is paying the player $1 billion, why can't you be on that side? So she planted that seed in me. So to plant that seed in me, I started my league at the local playground as a way, because kids wasn't doing nothing. If kids ain't doing nothing, negativity comes along with that. So when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. I started this league, I didn't know about paying referees, I didn't know nothing about the table, I just had ambition, you know. But through trial and error, 24 summers later, we have these partnerships with Nike. We've been featured in EA Sports NBA Live. We've been featured in Mitchell and Ness. And the reason this is so important when I'm talking about this money part, is a taboo not to talk about expenses, but everything costs in these programs. You need insurance, referees, the people that work the table. If you want your program to run correctly, you have to compensate people, because it does not happen without it. So the main thing that I always say when I speak on campus like this is, you gotta have your business in order. A nonprofit is not you not making money. A nonprofit is a 501c3 that you have to pay for. You have to have your business in order to get funding the way you need it, and you can't be afraid to ask for it. So if your program costing you $15,000, you gotta let people know this is where this $15,000 is going at. Because at the end of the day, everybody got good intentions, everybody got ambition and hope, but companies are not really worried about that. They try to make sure they get a return, that their money is being, they can trust you with this money. I've been with Nike for 17 years, been with Mitchell and Ness for 20 years. Yes, they love the basketball part, but they trust me, Rahim Thompson. And that's why it's very important that you are very transparent in what you're spending your money on. Because at the end of the day, you need league fees. But you don't trust, no child in the 24 years I have the chosen league has ever paid to play in the chosen league. Because at the end of the day, my mom didn't have no money for me to play basketball. So my main thing is you gotta keep it pure with what you're doing. And you keep it pure with what you're doing and understand the business concept, you will get the support that you need.
Very well. So the next, EA Sports, Penn Medicine. Talk about creating that leverage and getting those brands to want to work with you and your organization.
Consistency. Let me tell you something. I tell players all the time, it don't make sense to quit because you gotta start all over again. So as soon as you quit, everything you did does not matter. And you gotta start all over again. It took me 16 years to even get to the point where I was able to pay my staff. I don't pay coaches. I pay my staff, not coaches. All right, not coaches. I pay my staff. So because when we do these events go security, to table. These people are not volunteering. If you want a quality product, you got to pay like you weigh. So the thing what I'm saying to y'all is you got to get yourself in these environments. If you're invited to a Nike luncheon up the block or some type of event, come prepared. Have your deck together. Have your PDF file together. Not just a business card. Have your little loop, your reel together on your Instagram where you can say, for instance, I'm quick to spell mine. 24 summers, over 800 Division I players, 25 players in the NBA, 15 currently, 8 female college All-Americans, and 3 in the WNBA. You gotta be ready to pitch at the drop of a dime. I don't care what no one say to you. This is nothing free. When Nike gives me all the uniforms, guess what they give me? They give me an itemized list. Each set of these uniforms was $1,500. So you cannot be scared to ask for it. And know, like my wife always say, know just means you know now about me. It's not know that it's over, you know about me. Because that no will become a yes. but it has to be consistency. You cannot say, oh, but the moment you say it's over with, the opportunity gonna come and you're not gonna be ready. So like even with Nike, I can start off with Nike. I started off with no one. No one. Absolutely not. My mother, she's sitting right here in the crowd. I took my first paycheck, they started to pay me early. I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. I bought a bunch of t-shirts, bought a bunch of all this other stuff. But it was trial by error. There was plenty of times when the league ended, my gas bill was turned off because I sacrificed my gas bill to pay this. So what people see now, this product right here, it wasn't like that. So the whole thing about this is being consistent, but having your numbers together. How many players have you serviced? How many players went on to have a job somewhere? How many players, you just don't want to talk about the players that made it in basketball. You want to talk about the impact that you have in your community. I got lawyers, I got doctors, one of my former players right there, Tashi Carr. He runs a clinic called Born in the Family, where he trains kids. So you want to have your stats, you want to have your facts. Forget stats. You want to have your facts together. Because what people are buying into, they buy into the story. They buy into you. So you gotta have your story together. Why would you want to deal with it? Oh, I was born deaf, I had a broken foot, my mom was homeless. It's a story that comes with it. And don't be ashamed of your story. Right. Because there's somebody that's going through something that you've been through before. That's why I tell kids all the time. If I could do what I know you can do, I was born deaf with a broken foot, a crooked foot, to be more clear. So if I can make it, I know you can make it. So that's what it's about. It's about being consistent in everything you do. Because the moment you quit, you got to start all over again.
Experiences that shows the league aiding your ability to find financial support, because we're always trying to tie this back to just trying to find additional support for your work.
Okay, so I have a nonprofit called Rahim Thompson Family Foundation. Our purpose is combating hygiene poverty. So normally when people think about poverty, the two H's they think about is homelessness and hunger. They don't think about hygiene, deodorant, brushing your teeth, soap. Especially since COVID hit, you go to the market, the laundry detergent is out behind the gate. It's a piece of roast beef that's there. So what me and my wife decided to do was, every year we always did stuff in the community. We adopted the shelter, we give new coats, fresh meals, bring teams in, the whole nine. So what we wanted to do, because I've been homeless twice, was when I was homeless, no one knew I was homeless. Every morning I would wake up, I get a fresh haircut, brush my teeth, and no one knew because I had my hygiene together. And it's something that people don't want to talk about. So when we created Rahim Thompson Family Foundation with combating hygiene poverty, it's very expensive. These products cost a lot of money. But because of my relationships from the Chosen League, I was able to pivot into that space. So Nike came on board, Pimp Medicine, which is one of the biggest hospitals in the world. When I had my first meet with them, I was trying not to say nothing about the Chosen League at all. I just wanted to know Rahim Thompson, the person, because sometimes the basketball stuff get mixed up. You don't want all that mixed together. I want you to know this is me. Well, that didn't work too well. The CEO of the company, his son played with Eric Dixon, who's at Philadelphia. I know exactly who you are. So I'm like, but it worked out. He gave you money. So, so the main thing, but that's how we're able to tie it together. And when it comes to like everything that I do, I always say I try to make the community a partner when I'm doing. So when you come to my events, I try to make it an experience. You don't leave with something. You don't leave with a band, you don't leave with a bag. I try to make it like as fulfilling as possible. But before I finish, let me tell you something that all of y'all have in here that every company wants. They deal with young people. That market dictates the world. So all you gotta do is identify their age group and find out what is fit with that age group. And I promise you, if you go to any of them brands or their competitors, they are gonna have dollars for you because they want that young person right there. They want that 9-year-old. They want that 11-year-old. That's why I always stay in the high school space. Because marketers are looking for that space. So y'all get nothing else I talk about from here. Y'all have the market for them. They just gotta have the confidence to ask for it. And if they say no, they know now.